What is going on, my St. Louis City fam? I'm your girl Kelly, here to give you the rundown on what went down in St. Louis City government this week, and I'm gonna get right into it with some of these highlights. So, the first highlight, you already know what it is, y'all, the redistricting and ward reduction update. So, Alderwoman Navarro, she conducted some research regarding the salaries of elected officials as well as their supporting staffing and how that's structured and stuff. Looking at comparable cities. So, cities that have similar populations to St. Louis. And so, from her research, she found there was a range of salaries regarding elected officials from $42,000 up to $70,000 a year. But what she said was consistent in her research was that these elected officials, they had dedicated support staff to help them with their work. So, next steps regarding that, Alderwoman Navarro said she will be reaching out to the elected officials in those cities directly to really engage in dialogue with them about those matters. President Louis Reed, he mentioned making sure that there was a moderator present to facilitate dialogue among the alder people during the process of the development of these fair maps for the city of St. Louis. I think he and Alderman Volmer, they kind of, mentions Terry Kennedy, who serves as the clerk currently, but he, had served as an alderman for mad long. So they kind of threw his name in the hat regarding who that moderator could be. Because as President Reed said, and I quote, at the end of this, no one is going to be completely happy. So again, having that moderator to kind of keep things moving, right, and productive, that's going to be important in this process. President Reed and Alderman Vollmer, they also mentioned that they're working on scheduling public meetings in the evenings. Gasp. To get community input on things like how can efficiency be improved in the city of St. Louis, and what kinds of things do folks want to see in these maps. So yes, that was mentioned. Also, this week, President Reed led a tutorial of sorts during one of the legislative committee meetings this week. Just to kind of lay out the software that will be used to create these maps. The platform is called Maptitude. I think that's what it's called. And it's considered an industry standard for this process. So overall next steps with this redistricting and ward reduction jazz. So, there will be an online portal for St. Louis city residents' input on the process, I guess. Whatever, I don't know. And then they'll also be scheduling public meetings. So, I will keep y'all posted on on all things related to this issue. The second highlight I'm gonna mention with y'all today. Sorry, I had to sigh. So Alderman Todd proposed a resolution. If passed, it would place a moratorium on the opening of new schools in the city of St. Louis until a comprehensive citywide plan for education is developed. So again, a moratorium means a ban, right? So no new schools at all will open. Like I said, until a comprehensive citywide plan for education is developed. So the Education and Youth Matters Committee meeting, they met yesterday, Thursday, to discuss this resolution. And the meeting lasted well over 4 hours because there was quite a bit of public testimony and comments during the meeting. So, those that were speaking in favor of this moratorium, they were saying, hey, look, y'all, it's about math, right? Just look at the numbers, looking at the population decline among school-age children in the past 10 years, I think there was mention of like 39% a decline with regards to school-age children in the city of St. Louis. Damn. In the past 10 years. Also, looking at the number of schools that have closed in the past 10 years, I think there was a number thrown out there around maybe 30 schools that have closed in the past 10 years. And so they were just saying we need to pause on opening any new schools until there's a plan in place, right? And something else that was mentioned was, hey, this isn't a St. Louis public schools versus charter schools debate either. It's about providing quality education for all of our babies in this city, right? And again, coming up with a plan to figure out how to go about doing that instead of opening these new schools, that don't have the support, that don't have the student population, that don't have the funding, right? Mechanisms and structures to make sure that they are adequately providing quality educational programming to our babies. So those that were against this moratorium said that this would basically trap parents and limit their educational choices and opportunities for their children. And there's a lot of interesting debate. It got a little passionate at times. People was getting a little saucy. There was a lot of sauciness to be had. But all in all, ultimately, the resolution, it did pass out of committee with a due pass recommendation to the full Board of Aldermen. And then earlier today, the full Board of Aldermen discussed this resolution. And, again, yet more passionate discussion. At least I know it was well over an hour of discussion regarding this resolution. Basically, overall, the alder people were like, yo, this resolution is a start. Again, first and foremost, this is a resolution, right? Which means because the Board of Aldermen, they don't have the authority to really enforce this moratorium, right? So again, this resolution, it is a step, it is a starting point to really figure out, okay, how can we stand and support improving the educational landscape in the city of St. Louis? How can we start again, making sure all parties are held accountable to make things better and to come up with a plan? So yeah, then there was this talk, Alderwoman Clark Hubbard basically called out Alderman Vaccaro with something that he said, basically saying that like resolutions, you can just like throw them in the trash can, because they don't matter. And then, Vaccaro, he mentioned, I guess he clarified saying that, I'm sorry, damn, I had to say that. And I did laugh a lot after that was it. But anyway, Alderman Vaccaro, he came back and he, clarified saying, hey, like, what I'm saying is that resolutions, they don't have any merit. And so if we really want to do something, we need to look at introducing a board bill, drafting a board bill. So, yeah, whatever. Anyways, the final vote for this resolution, of all the alder people present, it was well over 20 folks, voted in favor of the resolution with the moratorium on the opening of any new schools in the city of St. Louis until a comprehensive plan is developed. There was only one no vote. And that no vote, that lone no vote, came from Alderman Collins Muhammad. All right, I'm rounding it out with the legislative corner this week. There was only one bill passed during this morning's, which led into the afternoon's, St. Louis City Board of Aldermen meeting. And that was Board Bill number 106, which was sponsored by Alderman Boyd. And it, because it was passed unanimously, so it submits a 2022 annual action plan to the U.S. Department of Housing and Urban Development to apply for funding under the Community Development Block Grant, Home Investment Partnership, Emergency Solutions Grant, and housing opportunities for persons with AIDS entitlement programs. It's estimated that the anticipated funding for all of those programs I mentioned will be approximately $26 million in federal coin. That's all I have for you this week. So, y'all, have a great weekend. Be safe out there, and you will see me soon. Peace.